Another Tom Cruise movie is out, and once again, we have to ask, was the mission truly impossible? Also, I love the Mission Impossible movies, most of them. Um, most of them are great. Number two was unwatchable. I will not do a review on that one. But ever since the fourth movie, I have been incredibly invested in them. Not like emotionally invested, I don't care about the characters, but I will be there opening day. And this one, kind of more so than all the rest, I was hyped to see. Every Tom Cruise movie that comes out, I see with my dad, and this being the last Mission Impossible movie, probably. Oh, yeah, I was gonna be there and I was gonna get the popcorn bucket. But I'll admit, I was nervous because a lot of the early reviews were kind of mixed. I didn't want to get involved in those, I didn't want to listen to them, I wanted to make my own decision. And honestly, with Tom Cruise movies, sometimes people judge the movie because of Tom Cruise, and I could not care less about the actor or the people behind the scenes making it. I don't care. Tom Cruise makes fun movies. But were the early reviews right about this one, or was it another just awesome, awesome action movie? Final Reckoning is the part two of Dead Reckoning, which came out, what, 2 years ago now? But if you haven't seen Dead Reckoning Part 1, don't worry. The first 45 minutes of this are all about catching you up, because nobody saw Dead Reckoning. Really, that's all I can say, because I don't want to fall into the trap that this movie fell in of just catching you up on the previous movie that you should have seen. This movie's a sequel. Watch the other movies. But anyway, in this one, following up the last one, they have the cruciform key. They're trying to find out where this AI system is before all the world's nukes explode. But do you really need a plot summary? It's a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie. You're there for the stunts. Now, I'm going to start with the positives of this. No, I'm not going to start with the positives. I have to start with the negatives. I'm sorry, I have to. And I'm going to actually be blaming the audiences for this one. The first 45 minutes or so of this movie, the entire first act is playing catch up. This really actually kind of feels like Rise of Skywalker from Mission Impossible, where they're trying so desperately to retcon stuff from the previous movies that were never meant to be connected into a single cohesive story. The first five Mission Impossible movies were kind of just standalone action stories held together by one character. From one movie to the next, there are no real repercussions. You're just checking in for the next summer blockbuster. And that was always okay because the entertainment was strong enough that you didn't care so much about the story or the characters. I mean, Mission Impossible 3 doesn't even really have a threat. There's a vague sense of something could happen with this MacGuffin. We don't know what it is, but we don't really care either because the performances are strong enough and the action is cool enough. And the pacing, the filmmaking in general, even though it's J.J. Abrams, is all there that you don't really need depth to it. Is it the strongest Mission Impossible? No, it's not. It's a J.J. Abrams movie. It's not deep in the slightest. Yet, that's the one they focus on the most in this movie. Like I said, there are all these components of previous Mission Impossible movies that were never meant to be connected, but this movie goes out of its way in the clunkiest ways to interconnect them. And it is extremely jarring, especially in that first act, when it is all exposition, very little action, and just drags. There's so much eye-rolly stuff. I didn't like being there. But if you get past the first 45 minutes, it is a solid action movie. It is so much fun. Also, be aware it's a Mission Impossible action movie. Things are going to be a bit silly, but that's the fun of it. All the split-second decisions and the way things cross over and just in the nick of time. It's a Mission Impossible movie. I don't know if you're going to complain about that. You're in the wrong area. So for 2 of the 3 hours, it is a great time. I had a lot of fun. I think the editing really picked up and made it engaging because one of the things about the latter Mission Impossible movies is there is always a lot of exposition, but it's always delivered in engaging ways, usually interconnecting with action. And the way they do it in this one is interconnecting these 2 separate teams, showing their different timelines and how they are connected to show that this has become a really cohesive team. And with this one, the whole marketing campaign has been about, this is the last one, people are gonna die. And ever since Fallout, I think they've done a really good job of convincing the audience that, like, oh, they might actually lose in this one. What's so much fun about Ethan Hunt's character is he will not trade the one life for the many. He has to save every life. And this one in particular gave so many awesome scenarios where that is just completely impossible. And it really challenges his character in fantastic ways. So 8 moves in, when he is being challenged and when there is loss, you do start to think, oh, crap. Somebody might really die. Somebody in mass somebody's might die. It's engaging. It had me hooked. But the issue always comes back to the writing. Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise and his team, they're a lot of fun. The action's really great, but what is holding it together? Unfortunately, not much. The way these movies are created is they come up with the ideas for the action sequences and film them first before there is a real script. We had promo videos of the airplane sequence. Before the script was done, we had promo footage. And that's the way they make these. They shoot the action sequences, and then the writer's job is to come in and tie them together. Christopher McQuarrie has done a really good job thus far of pulling it off, but luck, I think, unfortunately ran out in this one. We honestly got to J.J. Abrams' level of writing and storytelling, especially, I gotta compare it to The Rise of Skywalker. There was his mystery box set up in earlier films, and this, especially in the last one, there was the whole mystery box. What is the entity? What does it want? And unfortunately, this is one of the cases where the mystery was much more fun than the answer. The entity has become such a generic villain and very much sidelined in this one as a background figure, where Gabriel from the last movie, who was interesting and had a lot of established history with Ethan Hunt within the realm of that single movie, he's kind of been Thanos in this one. Where in the part 1, he's really cool, he's really engaging, he poses a great threat, and in this one, he is very mustache twirling, just like, I'm evil now, and the world's gonna blow up. They really dropped the ball with the villains in this one. But like Endgame, I don't care so much about that, because everything else holding it together, the things that I came to the movie for are all there. There's a phenomenal submarine sequence that had me on the edge of my seat. I was like gripping my hands. I was into it. The aerial chase scene, while story-wise it makes absolutely no sense, is fantastic. And it has all the makings up until a certain point of a final film. And in an age where send-offs are rarely done well, especially if you're, Indiana Jones, directed by James Mangold, or Star Wars, directed by J.J. Abrams, or really anything. I'm getting off track. In an age where send-off films are rarely done well, this one had so much going for it that could have finally been a success. And I'm not going to spoil it, but, it just didn't. It very much kind of just fizzled out, and I don't even know if it's going to be the last one anymore. I hope this movie does good. I hope it does $1 billion at the box office, because I think it is a really enjoyable movie. But I do want it to be the last one. I don't think they properly established it as the final movie, even though that was the whole point of the marketing campaign. So, it's a good movie, but it drops the ball on way too much. It's very sad to say. I mean, it's better than Rise of Skywalker. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, it's not as bad as my dad said. As soon as the movie was over, he leaned over and was like, that sucked. And it didn't, Dad. It was fun. I had a fun time. I enjoyed seeing it with you. Didn't suck. But I really think the root problem here is the fact that most people did not see the last movie in theaters. Dead Reckoning came out and it fumbled its marketing by, one, taking too long and showing too much in the trailers. It showed off in a behind-the-scenes promo instead of a trailer exactly how they pulled off the stunts, taking a lot of the fun and mystery away from it. But it also promoted itself as a part 1, which, when you promote something as just the first half, it tells them this isn't the full story. You don't have to get involved in this one. You're not going to miss anything because there is going to be another one. They're going to survive this. It's going to be okay. Unless you're super ballsy like Infinity War. So already people weren't as motivated to go see it as they should have been, but it also came out at a really bad time. Indiana Jones was playing, and even though that bombed, that was still a competition, and decent competition. But it only had a week of IMAX where the big money comes in before Oppenheimer took over and Barbie came out. So unfortunately, Dead Reckoning was a flop. And this movie was very aware that the last one was a flop. So again, that first 45 minutes is just trying to play catch up for everybody that skipped the last one, or people that didn't see it at all, or didn't know about it. So before we walked in, I was seeing it with my dad, my brother, and my brother-in-law, and my brother and my brother-in-law have not seen any of those movies. So I tried to give them a very quick rundown of what I assumed they would need to know, but it didn't matter because, again, the first 45 minutes is just catch up. This is a 3-hour-long movie. Trust the audience. If you're 8 movies in and you haven't seen the first 7, you probably shouldn't be in the theater. I mean, play catch up first and then see it in theaters. Have a long weekend. Marathon the movies. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, this movie's just a mess. It's a fun mess, though. It's a very fun mess. It's a 6 out of 10. 3 stars out of 5. I do recommend seeing it in theaters. It is a fun time.